Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Glenn Devon siblings who went missing are back home but to be separated. The gloom that hung over Glenn Devon St. James family between Sunday and Monday was replaced by happy smiles yesterday as they were reunited with the two children who went missing after attending the St. James Municipal Corporation's Christmas tree lighting ceremony in Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay on Sunday night. The children, 14-year-old Kimoya Gordon and 10-year-old Rickely Smith, were found at the home of one of Gordon's friends after the little boy's grandmother, his father's mother, Joan Lawrence, managed to coax Gordon's reluctant friend to give up their location. That information was passed on to the police, who quickly located them. "I am feeling much better because I was wondering where they were," said the children's mother, Danielle Tennant, whose mother had taken the children to the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. "I must say thank God because it could have been worse. Normally when a child goes missing, it's a 50-50 chance that they're found." Tennant said when she got the news Sunday night that the children were missing, it took an immediate toll on her, which escalated over the next 24 hours as frantic efforts were made to find them through numerous telephone calls. "I even have to leave work. I was at work and when I heard my mother said she didn't hear from them, I had to leave work," said a Tennant who is currently pregnant. According to reports, Tennant's mother took Rickely, who attends Chetwood Primary School in Montego Bay, St. James, Kimona, a student at Holland High School in Trelawney, and another child who is autistic, to the ceremony. Towards the end of the event, she decided to leave early to avoid getting caught up in the expected crowd at the end. Kimoya was reportedly reluctant to leave, but her grandmother insisted, and they all began walking to the bus stop. However, when the grandmother got to the bus stop, to her surprise, both Kimoya and Rickely were missing. She reportedly waited around for over an hour, but they did not show up. Thinking that they might have gone home on their own, she went home only to find out they were not there. With the children now back home, Tennant has planned to get them into counseling, which Kimoya was already being exposed to as a result of prior behavioral challenges. She is currently going through counseling, revealed Tennant, in relation to her daughter, who she believed influenced her brother to disobey their mother. She is thinking of also getting her son into counseling. However, indications are that the children will be separated soon, as Rickely's grandmother, Lawrence, has already made the preparations to take him into her care. "I'm going to take him from them and keep him," Lawrence told the news. "I'm going to keep him and send him to school. Yes, man, may I keep him? The mother know, the grandmother know, everybody know." 4 suspects in Spalding standoff charged. The 4 men who were captured following a gun battle with the police and hostage situation in Spalding on the border of Clarendon and Manchester last week have been charged. This was confirmed by Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, head of the Manchester Police. The men were charged on Thursday for the offences of possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, shooting with intent, wounding with intent, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. They are 26-year-old Andre Shimyu, otherwise called 3D or Brown Man, 28-year-old Tony Kelly, otherwise called Scooby or Poochie, 28-year-old Romain Dockery, otherwise called Fungo, and the 29-year-old Chevon Carnegie, all of Clarendon addresses. It was reported that the men, armed with a high-powered rifle and handguns, were about to carry out a robbery at a supermarket in the town when they were challenged by a police patrol team. During an exchange of gunfire, 2 of the suspects were shot and wounded. A policeman was also shot and wounded. The alleged gunmen barricaded themselves in the supermarket, and this led to a major standoff with the police. Several shoppers and the business operators were trapped inside the building. The suspects reportedly live-streamed their surrender to the police team. Bail hearing for cops implicated in fatal triple shooting deferred to February. The bail hearing for the 2 policemen charged for the recent shooting deaths of 2 men and a teenage boy along Windward Road in Kingston was on Tuesday deferred to February 26 next year in the Home Circuit Court. Corporal Mark Roy and the Constable Kelby White were consequently remanded on 3 counts each of murder, using a firearm to commit a felony, and the discharge of firearm in a public place. The men were charged on November 17 in relation to the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Osheen Stubbs, 19-year-old Orlando Campbell, and the 20-year-old Keyshawn Smith on November 10. They are also jointly charged with the 2 counts of perverting the course of justice. Roy is being represented by attorney at law Peter Champagne KC, while White is being represented by attorney Althea Grant. Manchester party promoter changes venue following clash with the council. Businessman and the party promoter Adrian Peart, more popularly known as the Diamond Finger, says he has been given approval by the Manchester Municipal Corporation to stage his event Colour Splash on Christmas Eve, following a week of widespread debate and a clash with the corporation. This after he moved the event venue from Main Street in Mandeville to Nashville, a few hundred meters closer to the town center, with the support of the renowned Lindsay family. The issue that we had before, we got it sorted out now. We had some discussions over the weekend and we came to a solution, and we don't have much time, so I decided to move the location to Nashville, right beside the bus park, he said on Tuesday. The Lindsay family, who operate a funeral home, agreed to allow Peart to use several acres of land at Nashville. He thanked them, however he is still disturbed by the previous decision of the municipal corporation to revoke a permit that was initially granted for Main Street. Coming to the third location, it is very frustrating and costly. It is just a couple of days before the event. I hope they don't come back with any issues. The public can be assured that the event will go on for the 24th, he said. His brother and the councillor Ryan Peart of the People's National Party, Spur 3 Division, who voted against the revocation, is calling for a committee to deal with events. There are several events that have been approved, and this is the first time we basically did a vote to make a decision. I don't see where the fairness is in that. These are things that we need to look into. Issues like this, we need to have a committee to deal with that, he said. The Peart brothers' cousin, former local government minister, parliamentarian, and Mayor Dean Peart shared a similar sentiment. The whole thing wasn't handled properly. If you make an application for something and you get the permission, and then after you're going to withdraw the permission. That is why I agree with Ryan that you should have a subcommittee now with all the interested parties, but the one-man thing is absolutely corrupt. The one-man thing is not going to work. You need to have a committee where all applications come in, and it will be a fairer process, but this process is not right, he said. When you look, he has had his event over a period of time, and it hasn't been a problem, and all of a sudden, in every way you try and block it. Why? It must be the victimization they are talking about. Why them victimize him? I don't know. Some people say it is political. I don't know. I am not in agreement with what the parish council did, and this one-man thing is not going to work, he added. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.